it was still a waste of money. Hey guys, welcome back to All Things Nay. I'm Nay if you're new here and you didn't know, and if you can't tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about my worst lash experience ever and just giving some advice for those who are getting lash extensions and don't know what to expect. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're watching this video. If you haven't just yet, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and then hit the notification bell so that you know when I post a new video, because we're on the road to 500 subscribers, and so that means I'm going to be posting a bit more consistently, and yeah, y'all need to tune in. So let's just get right into the video. Just to start, this video is not to like bash anyone. When I initially thought to make this video, which was literally probably like 2 years ago, I'm not going to be sharing the name, unfortunately, for those who are looking to get lashes. And this was also in the Baltimore area. Let's see. So there was this girl that I had kind of been cool with like a little bit, and then fast forward to the year 2020, she turns out to be someone who does lash extensions, and I'd only had lash extensions I think maybe like twice prior to this, and so I wasn't too familiar with the process, but I wanted to support, and I think she was having a sale, and you pay for what you get for. The person that I had gone to the first one time I think or two times was more expensive than this girl, so I went to this new lash tech and an effort to support. So when I got there, I think I was able to come earlier. I believe it was definitely not later. I think she texted me and was like, you can come earlier, and I was in the area, so I pulled up. And when I got there, the energy was just like, it was weird to me. I feel like if you're providing a service to someone, you should be like a personable person and kind of get the vibe from there. But when I walked in, I was like, I think I was just like, hey, and she was like, hey, sorry for those people down there, they're ghetto. And I was like, oh, okay, like it's fine, ha ha ha, because there was like people in another suite and they were pretty loud. I was like, okay, it's fine, whatever, whatever. And then I sat on the table. There was literally like, we just didn't talk at all. Like there was not much words aside from you can lay down now. So boom, she starts to apply the lashes, and I can feel like it's not my eye, it's like my skin that's burning at this point. But mind you, I only had lashes like twice, so I'm like, you know, no biggie, like maybe this is a stronger glue than what my other girl uses, whatever. So I can feel my skin burning, but I'm like, nah, like this might be normal. So I think the right eye goes on first, and I'm like, okay, whatever, no biggie. The left eye goes on and my skin is like burning, but I haven't said anything. And that is one tip that I can give. When you're getting a service, like I know it's hard to say something because I'm one of those people where like if I'm getting my nails done, honestly, it just takes a lot for me to be like, yeah, I don't like these. And a lot of the time I just leave unsatisfied. And in this case, I left unsatisfied, pissed off, in pain. So like just say something. Say something and peep the vibes. Like if the vibes feel off somewhere, this is just a life lesson. If the vibes feel off somewhere, get going, like leave, because I just feel like all of that tied into it, but whatever. So my eyes are burning. So as she's finishing up the left eye, I'm literally crying, like just my eye is just running with water, with tears. And so she hands me the fan, and I'm holding the fan while she's doing this eye for like 20 minutes straight, like a full 20 minutes. And it's still there because like my eye is still watering. And at some point she just took the fan, like took the fan out of my hand. Like she didn't say like, do you still need it? Like how's your eye doing? She literally just grabbed the fan, took it. So I'm just still there with a burning eye. Okay. So boom, I get up, I pay, I leave. When I left, they weren't bad, but they were not what I was used to when I got my lashes done, and they weren't what was pictured for what I wanted. And you know, that's another thing that I wouldn't fault her on, because people have different eye shapes and a lash set is not going to be the same for every person. So what I booked for wasn't necessarily what I was going to get, because like that day she could have used this amount of fans versus when she used 2 for me, or like whatever the case is. Like every set's not going to look the same. So I wasn't extremely pleased with that, but it's whatever. Time, like the day goes on. I went at like 4 p.m. The day goes on and my eyes are still hurting. So I'm like, nah, something's off. Like, this is abnorms. All night my eyes have been itching, my eyes have been red. And I was like, bro, this isn't right. And the very next day I was going to Orlando. I was moving. Like, I wasn't, like, I was moving. And like, I got my lashes done and the next day I was leaving the state. I wasn't coming back. So I'm like, bro, like, there's no way that I can go to get a removal. I know that with lashes, like, you should be able to get them off with oil or Vaseline, so I'm gonna try that. At this rate, I wasn't necessarily concerned about my natural lashes falling out, but looking at the pictures, it was crazy the way, like, how many were stuck to one natural lash, if that makes sense. Like, how many fans or clusters it felt like. It didn't look like fans, it looked like clusters. So boom, this is at 5:07 in the morning, I get one set of lashes off. And I'm like, nah, like, my lashes are gone. At 5:06, I recorded this video. You can see how many lashes came out of that cluster. And I'm just like, no way. Like, that's a lot of lashes. And now, having gone to lash checks, like, I've learned that that's not supposed to be the case. Like, look how many lashes. I was using Vaseline and I was sitting it on my eye like this. I was sitting it on my eye like this, and I was letting it sit and like rubbing it to kind of try and loosen them up. And you can see like how thick those lashes are versus like two lashes coming out. Like, I just kept taking pictures. Y'all, what is this? How is this even a clump of this? Just came out by itself. Look at all my natural lashes, but look at the one clump that's there and the one. You know what? Okay. That's how many was attached to this one. So that's a red flag right there, because if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be isolated. Okay. So at 8:55, I finally finished. This is what my eyes looked like. They were extremely irritated. Obviously, I was messing a lot with them, and I definitely do think that that glue was too strong. It could have just been too strong for me. This is not even the bad part. Like, people have bad reactions to certain products, and that's not the technician's fault. So like, I'm not faulting her because this happened. I've never had this happen before ever afterwards, and I've gotten my lashes done by at least 4 different people since then. But so this is really what my eyes have been looking like all day. After I got them done, and then they calmed down and they were still pretty red after, like, you know, time has subsided from me having taken the lashes off. So this is later on in the day. I'm literally at the airport with red eyes at 4:30 in the morning. This is like when I had just woke up, and my eyes, I could barely even sleep, but my eyes were like killing me. So I text her, hey, I was wondering if I could get a refund for my service. I've been up for the past hour or so trying to remove my lashes as my eyes are very red, irritated, and painful. And then at 9:23, I said, since being able to forcefully take them off at 5 a.m., my eyes are still quite red and swollen, and they wouldn't come up no matter how much oil or product I use. So my natural lashes have also gone in clumps with the extensions, and I've never had this problem with any other lash extensions I've gotten before in my life. And so she says, good morning. I don't offer refunds, and you shouldn't have to remove them yourself, hence why you are now missing your natural lashes. The glue is still fresh. It takes up to 24 hours to fully cure. So if you're messing with your eyes and bothering them, they're going to get irritated and sting since the lash extensions are so fresh. I would have removed them for free. Oil and other products aren't lash removal. Those are recommendations for old sets, not brand new sets that are under 24 hours old. Take a Benadryl to bring down the swelling. I've never had this issue with a client before. If your skin is sensitive, that may be the issue, or like I said, if you were bothering them. If the glue did bother your skin, your eyes would have been red and stinging before you left the suite. I said, okay, so in an instance where my eye was burning before I left the suite and I asked for this fan and held it at my eye for roughly 25-ish minutes until you felt I no longer needed it and took it from my hand, you wouldn't offer a refund? And unfortunately, I have a flight booked this morning as I'm moving out of state, so I couldn't come to you to remove them, but I feel like my money has gone to waste when it could go to my moving expenses. Because even if I would have gotten them removed for free, it was still a waste of money. Like, that's how I was thinking about it. Like, Even if you would have removed them for free, I still wasted my money because I just got them removed the very next day. That was my logic. And also going back to the fact that in the suite it was very apparent that my eyes were bothering me because I literally held the fan there for 25 minutes. I wasn't just holding it for my fun, like my eyes were actually burning and I was crying. So maybe I definitely should have spoke up in that moment, but at that rate I'm like, well, what is there to do? Like, what is there to do? Well, I'm sorry you feel that way, but when you book, you agreed to my policies, which is I don't offer refunds. I took the fan because the fan was blowing the lashes and making it difficult to apply them. Reminder, this eye was burning, she was working on this eye. The fan is about this big. Look at it, this big. So if anything, you could have told me to move it over or something, but damn, I still needed that fan. I don't think you no longer needed it. Needing the fan during application is normal, especially since your eyes were blinking the whole session, which is normal for some people as well. And so that was just funny to me. So I said, LOL, good to know. Because at this rate, like, I'm just mad. And so I text back. I text her again like a couple hours later. Because now I just felt like you were being smart. And so now I want to be smart. That's just how I am. I said, as the 2-time certified lash tech who did my lashes, what do you suggest I do about the eye pain and redness after taking Benadryl? Because Benadryl wasn't helping. I had got to my hotel, I took Benadryl, I woke up and my eyes were still red and in pain, like very much in pain. So she said, you can cut the being smart stuff, it's completely unnecessary. You texted me asking for help after you posted screenshots running to every social media talking about me and how you're making your own video. You can take an ibuprofen and Tylenol, no more than 800 milligrams of ibuprofen and 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol, so 2 Tylenol and 4 ibuprofen. You can also use ice on your eyes. It would have been best for you to go to another lash technician to where you're moving to get them removed. I have no idea what products you use. That could have caused more irritation. So first of all, this is what I'm saying. I wasn't going on Twitter talking about her because I never posted the page. I never posted the person who did my lashes, ever. I never posted me going there. I never posted, oh, I'm supporting. I never posted none of that. I never posted none of that. So you're doing all of that? You're really sore about it. So regardless, she was being smart in the text. So yeah, I'm gonna talk my shit on my social media. And I never posted who it was. I posted on my story. I'm not gonna say who it is, but be careful who you go to. So then she says, there's only but so much I can do because I don't know what you did to your eyes. You haven't shown me pictures or told me what exact products you use. Instead, you choose to be smart to me after I tried to help you. Where did you try and help? Trying to help would have been a refund. Trying to help would have been a partial refund. Trying to help would have been a number of things. But you're telling me that there's nothing I can do. I never once got smart with you or was rude to you. I can understand your frustration, but you doing all of that is very unnecessary. I'm almost sure I didn't respond. And I believe she blocked me after that. Very big mad energy. So not being smart definitely was, I just feel like that whole situation like really opened my eyes to what business owners go through, because I guess I can be sympathetic to what the situation was for her. Your policy is you don't offer refunds, whatever the case may be. You feel like a client is being smart to you, but I felt like she was being smart to me as well and wasn't being very helpful in my situation, because I wasn't necessarily asking for her advice because the lashes are already gone, and that's what made my eyes irritated. Me taking the lashes off was probably the best course of action for me, and I wasn't going to be able to make it through a freaking airport or anything like that because I didn't know what reaction I was about to have. So finding someone in a new state, through a flight, through settling in a new state, and spending more money to get my lashes removed because of something that happened at your suite was just crazy to me. Like, that wasn't really an option for me. I didn't want to have a freaking eye infection or anything else that could happen. So at 4:30 in the morning when I can't sleep, my first thought was to get these freaking things off my eyes. That was it. And me asking for a refund, I mean, your policy is your policy, and I understand that. More respect to a business person, but like, Like sometimes the customer is right, you know. I feel like I understand like customer service is, I guess, a foreign concept for a lot of business owners, but I just feel like in a space like that, you just have to assess the situation. So like you would then ask someone like, okay, can you send me pictures? I mean, maybe even ask like, why didn't you say anything afterwards? Maybe accept the fact that like you didn't ask if I needed the fan or anything like that. Like I think there could have been so many other ways to work through that conversation, as opposed to, I don't offer refunds, take a Benadryl. But I would say for lash extensions, if you're getting lash extensions for the first time, you just want to be sure that you're going to someone that's reputable, even if they cost more. Unfortunately, I have to look for people who have a lot of followers, because I just feel like a lot of followers equals more experience. You want to definitely go through their photos and see how many different people they see, as well as how many returning customers they see, because that also means a lot. That means that people are returning because the work is good. And don't always trust the certified thing, because a lot of people just take a class. A lot of people just take a class from another lash tech, but you're actually supposed to go, you're supposed to be like in esthetician school to like learn these practices, which a lot of people don't do. So it was really interesting to me how the 2-time certified lash tech is in the bio, but it just wasn't giving 2-time certified. Like, I don't know, it was just, it at that point I was just being petty, but the experience was trash. Like, there was not good vibes even from the minute that I walked in. So I didn't know like what the vibe was. I just feel like a lot more could have been done aside from what was. Like, to say I never sent pictures, you never asked for pictures. If someone came to me and said that my work did XYZ to their body, to their hair, to their eyes, to their nails, like, let me see a picture. Like, let me try and assess the situation, pinpoint what's wrong, see how I can make this better for you, accommodate you, because clearly you're going through XYZ. If you've never had this problem with other customers, then it might have just been a one-off, which is cool, because I was never giving off that it was her fault. I was just saying that my eyes were irritated and my eyes were red. So I would say make sure you find someone who's reputable. Make sure you're searching their page to see who is coming back to get their lashes done, and not just a one-timer thing. If something is off, speak up immediately. I don't know how that would have fixed the situation. I guess she would have just stopped at that rate. I don't know if I would have been refunded, because the policy is no refund. So maybe she would have started and then stopped, and then I would have just left after she removed them the proper way. I don't know, but speak up. Make sure you read the policy. But everyone has their own policies. Who am I to judge? I'm not to say that her policy was trash or whatever. Your policy is your policy. That's none of my business to try and change someone's policy. Check the policy. And yeah, I would just definitely say speak up. Like, just speak up for yourself, period. From the start through the end, just make sure you're speaking up for yourself. But that was my worst lash experience so far. Like I said, I'm not gonna put anyone's name, but that's just my experience. That's not to say that everyone else's experience has been the same, and that's not to say that the person is not a good lash tech, but I wouldn't go back, and I definitely wouldn't recommend anyone. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and really took these tips. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, because we're trying to get 500 subscribers, and I really think we can do it. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.